The Fibonacci sequence is a sequence in which each element is the sum of the two elements that come before it. So it starts with 1, and then the second number in the series is also 1. The element that comes after that will be the sum of the previous two, which is in this case 1 plus 1 or 2. Then the one that comes after that is 3, because 1 plus 2 is 3, and then after that is 2 plus 3, which is 5. After that is 3 plus 5, which is 8, and then after 8 it's 8 plus 5, which is 13, and so on. There are two ways in which we can write a program to find a number in the Fibonacci series. We could either use iteration, which is a for loop, or we could use recursion. Let's first do it with iteration. So we're going to create a function. It's going to be called Fibo, and it's going to give us the nth Fibonacci number in the series. So the 0th Fibonacci number is 1. The first is also 1. The second number in the Fibonacci series is 2. The third number is 3. The fourth is 5, and so on. So we're going to start by creating two variables. Let's call them A and B. And we're going to initialize them to be the 0th and first number in the Fibonacci series. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create a for loop, which is going to change the values of A and B such that B will be the number that the user wants after the for loop is done. So to do this, we're just going to say int I equals 1, I less than n, I plus plus. We're going to have to move everything. So what I mean is, if A was the 0th element, then A has to become the first element and B has to become the second element in the series. So we want to make A equal to B, and then we want to find the next element in the series, right? Which is just A plus B. First, there's a problem with this because if we set A to be equal to B, then A will no longer be what it was. So we can just create a temporary variable, and then this program will work. Now the reason we say I is equal to 1 and not I is equal to 0 is because we don't want this loop to run unless n is 2. Okay, so if n is 1, what's going to happen is this 1 is not going to be less than 1. So this loop is not going to run. Now if n were 2, 1 would be less than 2, so then this loop's gonna run. Now finally we want to return the value of B. I want you to pause and just take a look at this program, make sure you understand it properly, and let's just execute it. So if we compile and run it, let's say we want the 4th element in the Fibonacci series, which is 5. So if we say 4, it should return 5. So this works. In the next video, we'll see how to do this with recursion.